We start up again. The Seahawks at some point will go to training camp, and the contract makes it clear that Sam Darnold is QB1. He's getting $37.5 million this year. They could dump him after this year, but when they drafted Jalen Milroe out of Alabama in round number 3, they said some pretty positive things about Milroe. It was a little over the top and how much they love Milroe. So it prompted a fair question for Mike Macdonald, coach of the Seahawks, on whether there's anything other than an injury that could cause the Seahawks to not start Sam Darnold as of week 1. Here is what Mike Macdonald had to say.
I respect you got to ask it, but you guys, it's just a crazy question. There's just not going to, Sam's our starting quarterback. We love him. He's doing a tremendous job. I think it's funny that the media is out there for the first day, and all of a sudden they know exactly how good we're going to be and how good all the players are and all the tempos. We don't even put on pads yet. We haven't made one tackle. And it turns out in practice, it's a great way to build culture by letting guys know that they can't make mistakes. That's exactly what we're shooting for. So go out to practice, be tight, make sure you don't make a mistake, because then God forbid, you're the worst player of all time because you made one bad throw or one bad decision. It's that is not what we're trying to build. We want these guys to go prepare the right way, and then when they go out on the practice field, go freaking let it rip, and then we'll go fix it. We'll go. We got time. It's June. It's June 3rd. We'll go. Okay, they're going to get plenty of reps. We'll get those things fixed. Sam made a lot of great throws yesterday. He's gashing us on 3rd and goal to start the day out too. So, that was kind of a crazy question.
Okay, I agree with everything you said on the back end. That the stuff that happens in practice, that's where you make mistakes. I remember when Marcus Mariota had the streak of practices when he began training camp for the Titans without an interception, and people were breathlessly tweeting, oh, it's been 10 practices. Oh, it's been 11. It's been 12. And, people like Aaron Rodgers are saying, well, that's when I want to throw interceptions. I want to know what the windows are with my receivers. I want to know who I can trust to go make a catch. I want to know where I can put the ball. But when it's all you have as media, the first time the media has a chance to see them at OTAs and they're doing a 7-on-7 red zone drill and Sam Darnold throws 2 interceptions fairly close in time to each other, what are you supposed to do? Not mention it? And hovering over all of this is the fact that he's on a year-to-year contract, and they used a 3rd-round pick on Jalen Milroe, and they went over the top in praising Jalen Milroe on the way through the door. And it was just 13 years ago that a 3rd-round pick supplanted their free agent pickup in Matt Flynn. So it's not unprecedented for a 3rd-round pick to come in and win the starting job. So it's not a crazy question. I appreciate his explanation, but it's not a crazy question because we've seen that movie before under the same general manager in Seattle.
Well, I hear you, and you're saying a lot of right things, but I think when it comes to this particular situation, I think there is going to be people that are going to go, no, it's kind of crazy right now. Right? It is crazy right now. Jalen Milroe's a project. He has no chance of starting right now. He barely held on to his damn job at the end of the college season last year. So there is a lot of work to be done there. Like we talked about in the process, you see some wow, some great, oh my gosh, but there's a lot of moments in games of wow, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, right? So there is work to be done, and I think he's already seen enough and knows enough, right? Because he knows more than the fan or the media to go, wait, we're not even there yet. That's not even in our stratosphere. I think that's maybe where that answer slightly could come off the wrong way early on in what you're saying. I hear what you're saying there, right? And then I think what he does is makes a good point off of that, and that, hey, we always know the money does mean something. This year, he's getting paid a lot of money. They're going to make it work with Sam Darnold. After that, we'll see where it goes, and a lot of that will be dependent on Jalen Milroe's development and all that. The other point I think that when he says to let it rip, right? That's a cool thing that he's saying there, and I do think you don't want to lose sight of that. You want the guys to go out to, what you said, test the limits, play, see what you're capable of, and where that line ends to go, wait, I can go to there, but if I step over that, that's crazy, and that's stupid football play. And he doesn't want that to be lost within his players, and he wants them to feel that, and he's afraid that the media just dissecting every little part won't allow players to go out there and be free this time of the year. So I think he was trying to answer kind of both things there in that answer, but you're right. It's totally fair to ask about Jalen Milroe in that situation.
Well, and they also have Drew Lock, who
Right.
actually played incredibly well. He came in
Seattle,
won.
right?
Yeah, he came in and won a game. Was it the game against the Eagles? There was a game.
It was.
a Monday night game against the Eagles.
Exactly.
And he had this great response to Lisa Salters that went viral about perspective and we love Drew Lock. So I think that anytime a team, a coach, a GM is overly dismissive of what isn't an unfair question, I wonder, what are they trying to accomplish here? Like, are they concerned that Sam Darnold may be a little fragile? Are they concerned that he may not hold up under questioning? He may not hold up under pressure? Are they as concerned as I am that what we saw in Week 18 when it was the biggest game of his career and all of a sudden he's airmailing these passes in the red zone? Like, are they like? There's got to be a message you can say in response to that, other than it's a crazy question, because it's not a crazy question.
Well, no, but that
it's
is
not crazy.
That it's not a crazy question, but that is the message. He's giving you the message. He's letting you know, and his message is to Sam Darnold. He doesn't want any of that talk right now. He doesn't want.
But by saying it that way, it invites it.
Well, he's
like, why is he so aggressive? Why not just say
it?
No.
But
the answer's no.
It might invite it, but it embodies his team. And maybe within the aggressive can still mean no. The aggressive couldn't be aggressively no in that there. We can't always go, oh, it means this. He's saying this, but it means that. Sometimes it just can mean what he's saying, and he can aggressively be saying no without saying no. And I think the message he's trying to send to Sam Darnold and his team is like, this is our guy. And I think he wants to frame it that way, and he doesn't want any of these conversations to percolate around his football team, the media, and the locker room. Because to your point, yes, when you do draft a quarterback in the third round and do that type of stuff, those questions are going to happen. And when he's the quarterback at Alabama and he does look like a Greek god and he runs 4.3 and stuff like that, yes. So he's trying, I think, to squash it very early on in the process just so you don't have that.
Right. And I think we're finding a consensus here. He's going out of his way to put this out before it becomes a thing, because he's concerned if it becomes a thing, it might mess up the ability of Sam Darnold to win the starting job. Because really, when you look at the question, is there anything other than injury that could cause the Seahawks not to start Sam Darnold? Unless Mike Macdonald has a crystal ball that I'm not aware of, he doesn't know that Darnold won't crap the bed in training camp. He doesn't know that Darnold won't all of a sudden just kind of lose it like he did in Week 18. He doesn't know that Jalen Milroe or Drew Lock won't come out and be firing darts all over the place, and the veterans on the team are going to be like, well, we need to be going with one of them. He doesn't know any of that. He's trying to speak into existence the idea that it's crazy to think it would be anyone other than Sam Darnold. So none of the guys in the locker room will even entertain the possibility, including, and most importantly, Sam Darnold himself. I think that's why he did what he did.
I hear what you're saying there. I think he does know, though. I think he knows enough here. He's seen Jalen Milroe at a rookie minicamp and stuff like that. I think he knows enough from Clint Kubiak and other people to go, wait, yeah, okay, Week 18, we could talk about that. He's still going to practice well, do all those things well, and go from there. And I think also, too, what he's trying to just calm it down because of, that was big news. 2 interceptions, 7-on-7, right? Okay, red zone 7-on-7 ain't easy. It's not. A defense that doesn't have to worry about a run game, and hey, guys, hey, actually, Devin McCourty just said you're the second best secondary in all of football. Hey, they're not running the ball. You don't have to worry about it. We're going to throw, and it's Cooper Kupp, who's never played on this team or this offense, another guy in Jackson Smith and Jigba who's young, and he's just trying to, he doesn't want for lack of a better way, a shitstorm happening here about just all of this type of stuff. So I think that's why he's trying to squash it, and yeah, I don't know. We could definitely argue or certainly disagree on how he handled it. That's for sure.
Well, and look, if we ignore history as we try to project the future, shame on us. Because it wasn't that long ago that the Seahawks were engaged in an all-out effort to convince us that Geno Smith is the guy. the guy with whom they can win a championship. The reason Clint Kubiak took the job, he took the job because of Geno Smith. Now, all of a sudden, he took the job because of Sam Darnold. So there's always a little presto changeo going on with the messaging from these teams. And if we ignore the fact that they were pissing on our leg and telling us it was raining as to Geno Smith, we may miss the ball with Sam Darnold. So, and again, it's very easy to dismiss, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. It's understanding what makes these organizations tick and why they say what they say when they say it. And they were full of crap on Geno Smith. And if we just ignore that they lied to us about Geno Smith, and I understand why they ultimately did what they did, because when it was time for Geno Smith to make his financial demand and they saw the number, they're like, uh-oh, we need another plan here. We love him, but we don't love him that much. Hey, Geno, we wish you wouldn't have taken all that stuff we said seriously. We didn't.
Well, that's
really
why I don't
mean
know
it.
if they lied, right? I don't want to say they lied to us because I don't think they were aware of where that number and what that actually was going to be.
But that's why you can't say those things, because they make the player think he's worth more than he is. That's why it's very dangerous to make those kind of over-the-top comments about a guy.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. And then they had a pivot, and they pivot. And then they pivot to a guy that, Kubiak's got a little history with, and he knows, and we know everybody in there in San Francisco and that organization was very impressed with Sam Darnold when he was there. So they make it work, and we'll see. And yeah, I know Sam Darnold did some crappy things there late in the year, but he also had an incredible year, and he led a team to a 14-3 record, and it's all that. And he's certainly a pretty good option for them for now as they figure out what they want to do going into the future. He's only guaranteed of this year. And after that, like you said, he's going to have to earn it. And then the development of Jalen Milroe and where that's at is going to have a huge say in the whole situation as well. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. That offense has got some big question marks. You talk about the receivers, question marks there. They got a superstar running back who can't stay healthy all the time and they can't open up holes for, and Kenneth Walker. They've drafted in the O-line. The O-line's been a problem for 8 years. We've joked about it consistently, right? They've tried to fix that here. They added more people in the draft. We'll see if they can do that. And then a new offensive coordinator. Yeah, we're all going to be watching, because the Seattle Seahawks defense, I can tell you this, it's going to be really good. It's one of the best secondaries in football. It's one of the better front sevens in football. Might not have that marquee star, but it's a lot of really, really good across the board. So all I think our bright lights and spotlights are going to be on Sam Darnold in this offense when it comes to Seattle.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.